Some news late last night for the Utah Jazz as they go ahead and waive Jeff Green and sign from the G-League Rayjon Tucker. We'll take a look at why he's a great addition to the Utah Jazz and what other G-League members of the Salt Lake City Stars may be able to get opportunities now that Jeff Green is gone. Hi, welcome back into the Jazz Blast podcast. We're reacting to last night's news after the big trade, Dante Exum for Jordan Clarkson, mixing a couple picks there. After the Jazz fall to the Miami Heat in a close game, they go ahead and waive Jeff Green. According to Tony Jones, Jeff Green actually didn't travel back with the Utah Jazz back to Salt Lake City last night on the team plane, and so interesting to see that quickly following the game that they were willing to waive Jeff Green, and then they've already now, as of right now, they've finished the contract with Rayjon Tucker, G-League for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's a great guy. He's right now, as of 16 games, I believe, he's played in the G-League. He's plus 7.7. Of course, that's against G-League talent. He's shooting 49% from the field, 38.6 from three. He should be a good addition coming off the bench. He should get at least some minutes as we try and mix up the bench unit, try and make something work. But it's also an interesting move because now it frees up some room for Jarrell Brantley from the Salt Lake City Stars, who's been playing really well, to get some minutes. They've had him traveling with the team, but haven't really been able to put him into the mix. And so now we get to see, he's, according to NBA.com, he's been plus 6.3 in the G-League. He's shooting 48% from the field, 26% from three. He's a big power forward. Not going to look to stretch the floor too much, but I think with Ed Davis, he should be able to really provide he's a big body, provide some strength, get rebounds, provide some scoring as well down low. And so that'll be interesting to see how he fits in with the second unit as well. Of course, we also got to account for Jordan Clarkson. If you didn't see my video, go ahead and click here above to see my video about the trade for Jordan Clarkson as we give up Dante Exum and a couple second rounders. But Jordan Clarkson plus 1.49 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, he's playing a lot of minutes. We'll see how they mix up the second unit there. But with Jeff Green gone, I think we can establish that Joe Ingles or Royce O'Neal are going to be the starters. Depending on the other team, if we need Royce O'Neal to come in and defend one of the starting five for the opposing players, for the opposing team, we may be able to see Joe Ingles play, and he's been playing really well starting rather than coming off the bench. And I think that it is attributed a lot to him playing with Rudy Gobert. He's really comfortable coming off the pick and roll with him, and he's a really good passer. He's had quite a few games lately where he's had over 5 assists, and he's finding guys. Last night he led the team in scoring, had 27 points. And so it's nice to see Joe Ingles, and rightfully so, get his starting spot back. Jeff Green, unfortunately, not a great fit for this team. He wasn't afraid to shoot, but unfortunately the shot wasn't falling. And at the end of the day, I think the Utah Jazz just really wanted to send a message to their team saying, hey, if you're not delivering, if you're not playing up to your potential, if you're not knocking down shots, if you're not contributing off the bench, there's not really a spot for you. And I think they also sent that message with sending Dante Exum to the Cleveland Cavaliers because the Jazz front office really wants to win now. They see this year and the next year as kind of windows of opportunity where the Jazz can really contend for the title. And so they're not messing around. They're making deals. I really didn't expect them to make any trades. They make a big one, finally letting go of Dante Exum, bringing in Jordan Clarkson, and now Rayjon Tucker, Jarrell Brantley, some other G-League guys that have been spending a lot of their time on the bench will finally get minutes. and we'll see if that shakes things up for the Jazz. They've been really good. They're 6th in the West. We've been 6th in the West for several weeks now, it seems like. 18-12, we got a winning record. We still have a favorable few games coming up, and so we should be able to put these guys in, see what they can bring to our second unit, because that's really the only point, especially when Conley comes back, that's really the missing link, is just our second unit. And all we need is them to be even. We don't need them to bring us back into games. We don't need them to save our starting five or anything like that. All we need them to do is come in and break even. If we can just trade buckets with their second unit guys, that will be perfect. And I think that's something that Jordan Clarkson can do. And that's something that Rayjon Tucker in the G-League has shown. He's athletic, he can knock down shots, he's a scorer. Gerald Brantley being a force, hopefully he can not let opposing teams get so many second chance buckets. And so it'll be interesting to see now that the Jazz have finally made a move. That was the first trade, speaking of the Dante Exum trade, the first trade since way back the Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, brain fart there, since their trade. And so it's been a few months. We'll see what other dominoes fall. I think this probably won't be the only move that the Utah Jazz make if they're making moves, which they are. So look for the Jazz. We still got a bit of time before the trade deadline. Look for them to still be in some trade rumors. I'll let you know what I hear through the grapevine. And so some interesting moves for the Utah Jazz, and excited to see how this turns out.